Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. Now that the Disney shareholder meeting has finished, and we're going to have to wait till September, October to see if Kathleen Kennedy gets the boot after her contract runs out, I'm going back to MGTOW as there's an article I found out that might be of interest to you all. It concerns what's going on in the feminist-run fairyland called Sweden, and it's this. I usually read the RT news site on my phone during the breaks at work, and this came up last week, and I thought it would be interesting to any of you which are MGTOW, as it could see a rise in the guys going MGTOW in Sweden. As you can see, it says Swedish feminists seek donations to pay fines for slanderous Me Too women. It was written on the 10th of March 2021. I did a lot of searching around on YouTube, playing around with words yesterday, and it all pointed back to this article, which apparently is the only one concerning this topic. Anyway, it says a Swedish feminist group which says no women should pay damages to a rapist is soliciting donations to cover fines that courts impose as part of successful defamation prosecutions. And it's called Fortalskassen, or defamation fund. If you clicked on that, it will bring up this, which is in Swedish. I have no idea what it says. But anyway, the compensation mechanism is a response to an increase of lawsuits filed by men who are accused of sex crimes by women encouraged by the Me Too movement. And this fund was launched by a group of influential feminists, including journalist and author Maria Sevland, which is her, and actress Lo Kayupi. Is it Kayupi? Anyway, which is her. And they're both dark-haired, which is surprising. I thought all Swedes were blonde, but never mind. It goes on. Sweden has strict laws in relation to sex crimes. In 2018, the country changed the definition of rape to include acts conducted without consent, dropping a requirement for prosecutors to prove coercion or intimidation. Now, rape is a disgusting crime. Any guy that rapes a woman deserves everything he gets when he gets sent down in prison. But also, equally bad is a woman accusing a guy of false rape. She might have been cheated on her boyfriend or her husband, and the following morning she gets a attack of guilt and complex, so she says that the guy raped her. Over here in Britain, the courts generally tend to take the woman's side of view, but it says the Swedish courts are not usually tolerant of social media posts condemning somebody as a rapist. And it says some activists, however, say women in Sweden need much stronger protection for sex offenders and blame the country's defamation laws for discouraging victims from speaking up. Now, the practice obviously goes against the promise of the Me Too movement, which advocates for women to publicly name and shame her alleged assaulters and demands that the public believes their words. In other words, false rape claims. Now, the European country, it says in this paragraph, the European country has seen a slight uptick in liberal convictions since Me Too started in 2018, though the overall number remained relatively low. Now, she's the first lady I pointed out. Where does it say that? The activists behind the defamation fund believe that the libel laws are being used to victimize rape victims all over again. What if the woman wasn't a rape victim? What if it was consent and she had a change of mind in the morning and an attack of conscience and she said that the guy raped her? The group wants to see a future where sexual harassment and sexual crimes are handled fairly by society. Don't we all? Yes, I agree with that. Where trust is built instead of being destroyed based on outdated views of morality or how women who have fallen victim to abuse should act or respond. I disagree with that. Women tend to lie. In fact, they're better liars than men. She calls the fun activity the civil disobedience campaign. She wants it to be a civil movement. And she doesn't care if the accusations against men are true or not, at least when it comes to discharging the fines. In other words, she doesn't care if the woman's lied. If it's a woman, in her eyes, she's telling the truth. Svetlana doesn't think this would encourage women to falsely accuse men of things they didn't do, because we know that extremely few women lie about sexual abuse. Well, if you go down to the comments, you said, women lie constantly because they are not forced to own up to anything they do. By removing even more consequences from them, you worsen the problem. Now, why does this affect MGTOW? I could think of several reasons. Guys, they're going to decide, if I go with this woman, she's going to accuse me of being a rapist, so I ain't going to bother. If a guy wants to have the company of a woman and he wants to get laid, there are plenty of escorts in Sweden, and all he has to do is fork out some of his money to pay for her time, not for sex, remember. But I can see this thing, if these women get their own way, MGTOW increasing in Sweden, like the MGTOW probably increasing in Finland with that court case I reported on a previous video about a woman passing another guy's child off as her husband's. We're going to I'll have a look around, see if anything changes in this, and I'll have a little look around over the next few weeks or so, but it seems MGTOW is going to have good soil to grow in Sweden, because Sweden is a feminist-run crazy house, and I can't see it changing any different in the future, especially with the masses of Muslims in Sweden that their insane government has allowed in. I think this video's gone on long enough. I'll naturally point the link down below so you can have a read of it yourself. But that's it for this one, people. You know the routine: like, dislike, comment, subscribe. It's completely up to you. But as usual, I think feminists are going to shoot themselves in the foot, and the result that they're going to get is the opposite of what they want. Right, that's it for this one. Till next Monday, that's it. Bye-bye.